Hopefully nobody will call my phone back in the time frame of this. All right, as I was saying, the next one is called. Those of you just kicking, chicken, and watching. Red. I'm breaking down all the Call of Duty World War II zombie achievements. It's called Red Mist. In the final rank, get 10 kills from a single bomber's explosion. Now, there's been reports that there are going to be different types of zombies. I need to make myself look right in the camera lens instead of looking at the screen, seeing myself. It's weird. Sorry. Going to be different types of zombies. All of these achievements seem pretty doable, and you'll try to understand what I'm coming from when I get down to the end of it and I read this, or finish reading this rather. Why does it say IRL? It's not. So something like that, I'm pretty sure you could do that relatively simple. Now, I guess it depends on the bomber, what kind of zombie he is. Obviously, he's going to explode, I assume, with that name. A name like that, you got to assume. But also, he's going to explode, I assume, with that name. So 10, I don't know. That maybe they're not going to be. The 10 doesn't seem very much for something like that, depending on how wide the explosion circumference is or the blast radius. We'll find out. It doesn't seem too bad. The next one's called Dark Arts. In the final rank, build all variants of the Tesla gun. Now, these are ones I was going to leave later, but I got excited. So there's this one. And let me find the other one real quick. Lightning Handler. In the final rank, build a Tesla gun. So not only this is our wonder weapon, it's got to be. I mean, it sounds like it to me. Not only are we going to get with that, we know what it is, the Tesla gun. Well, what's Tesla? Tesla's lightning. Everyone knows that Tesla, if you know anything about Tesla, it's going to be lightning. So it's a lightning gun most likely. And the achievement's called Lightning Handler. But the fact that we have 3 different variants of it sounds very cool to me. I'm enjoying that. It's going to be kind of cool, I think. Moving on. Next one's called Strike. Strike. That's what it's called. With the punctuation. Yeah. In the final rank, knock over 10 zombies with a whistling charge. Now, this can either be a couple of different things. Can either be an ability that you have, either like a Gobblegum Fate and Fortune card type thing. Can be a type of... I don't want to say shield because I don't think they would call the shield that. I mean, maybe they would, and that's just they don't want to say whistling charge. It could be if they're going to put a shield into this Call of Duty, which one thing I felt like Infinite Warfare was lacking. That's just me. It could be that. It could be because there's a couple things we're going to get. We're getting stuff like camo abilities where you can go invisible. Zombies can't see you, so you can revive people easier. Stuff like that. So maybe that's what that is. We're not sure yet. Moving on. Lurking Around. This is the next one. In the final rank, find and shoot Dr. Straub. This is the bad guy. This is our bad guy in this Call of Duty Zombies that we're dealing with. It's Straub. Dr. Straub. Which is interesting. So let's find out what he is, what he's got to do. He is the one that is creating all of these zombies. He's created this Nazi zombie army, if you will. Not only we have to find him, but then we have to shoot him. So I wonder that's going to be the boss fight or what that's going to entail. It'd be interesting to find out because it seems like, and I assume that Sledgehammer would do this. And the premise of it is continue to do boss fights. I like the boss fights. I do. Because kind of frankly, the first boss fight I think we ever got was Origins, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was definitely Origins. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if there was another one before that. I mean, you kind of... maybe Mob of the Dead. I mean, I know the Weasel was kind of... he went crazy, but... Origins is probably the first boss fight, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But I hope that I assume they're continuing with this. We already got leaks in the PC beta anyway that there's going to be a boss fight, so I really would be shocked if it wasn't. All right, next one is called Undertaker. In the final rank, kill the bomber with the shovel. Now, we go back to make a note of this. If we go back to the other achievement that I read called Red Mist. On the final rank, get 10 kills from a single bomber's explosion. All right, well, if they obviously you need to get kills. This thing is obviously explosive. He's going to explode. Get your Juggernog. You might want to get that armor perk, the new armor perk they've been talking about, which I don't remember. They're called Faust or Blitz. I think Blitz, I think is what we're going to call the perks now. But I also think that the armor is going to be a really, I think that's a great idea. So the armor perk, I don't know the name off the top of my head. I don't think there is a name for it yet. It's been released. But it's basically you can get Juggernog, you can get the armor, but the armor can be built up over time, meaning you can make it stronger, but each time you buy it, it's going to cost you more points or money or souls. I'm pretty sure it's souls in this case. I know they got rid of the money and not doing the point system. It's just going to be a soul system, whatever. So there's that. So doing this, you probably have to be smart about this. There's probably a specific way or a smart way to do this because I'm sure that's a melee item is a shovel, unless you can melee it at his face or whatever. Bomber is going to be one of the brutes or the brute. I'm pretty sure that's what he is from my research. So that should be interesting to see how people handle that. And the one I mentioned earlier, Lightning Handler, as the next one. The final one, not the final one, the final one that I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about the next one. The last one I'm going to talk about is really, really cool, I think. But before that, this next one is called White Knuckles. The final rank survived 3 pest waves in a single match without getting hit. Now, pest waves, they're going to call it pest waves. We're going to call it boss waves, which is normally what it has been called in the past. Dogs. Infinite Warfare had their own bunch of different variations, which I thought was kind of cool. Clowns, Sasquatches, Raven the Redwoods. What else we get besides dogs? I think Black Ops 3 was always dogs. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, you didn't have dogs. Some of those you didn't have waves though at all, though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, like Giant, you had dogs, of course, and then. Black Ops 3, you really didn't have that, though, now that I think on it. You really didn't have a whole lot of boss waves. Anyway, but this time you just got to survive 3 rounds, 3 waves of that. So how they divert from that, if they're going to stay from the same formula that the zombies always have. Usually, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, usually it's round 5, 6, or 7. You would get the first set of boss waves, like dogs, etc. So that's seems interesting. I wonder what they're going to be, what that exactly is going to be. I'm kind of interested to see what those boss waves are going to be like. All right, so this last one is going to be very interesting. I'm extremely interested for. I have the game pre-ordered. I'm so excited to play this Call of Duty, mainly because Sledgehammer is doing a very good job of trying to not keeping stuff under wraps, of course, because there's so much to talk about because from this PC beta, the code that's released. But the fact that we haven't seen any gameplay at all except for that one trailer we got at Comic-Con. So they're really hyping this up, and I really think it's going to be worth the wait. But before I get into that a little more, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you the last achievement. So this last achievement is called Pressure Cooker. And I want you to keep in mind what I've been reading this entire time, or how I've been starting the sentence off with these explanations or these achievement/trophy explanations. I've been saying in the final rank. Well, listen to this before you make your judgment. I already have, and it makes sense, I think, of what I'm going to conclude. In Prologue, survive until wave 20. Keep in mind what I just said. I just said in Prologue, meaning before. So what I think this means is there is more than one zombie map. That's right. You're going to get 2 zombie maps. Now, I know this because one of 2 reasons. A lot of us lately have known that we've gone and read the PC beta coding that you got. And PC gamers were able to get this when the beta came out for the multiplayer for Call of Duty World War II. But in it said Didn't mention the pressure cooker, but it mentioned the prologue. It mentioned a second zombie map, and it also mentioned well, that sucks. Um, Weird. Also mentioned that in order to get to play this second zombie map, you don't have to buy it. Well, maybe not yet, but I don't know how they're gonna do this. But I think if they leave it the way it's gonna do it, if I'm pretty sure, then this is the best way to do it. Although it might annoy some people, you have to complete the Easter egg. Complete the Easter egg in order to unlock this map. Now, reading it just from that short explanation, you can get a lot out of that. In prologue, survive until wave 20. Now, why would you want to? Why would that have to be an achievement? Why would that be a thing? Survive until wave 20. Well, there can only be one thing I can think of. This map is not very big, and this is a challenge zombie map. What I've also read and what I've got out of this is that this is going to be a Noctur and Toten type of style map. Very small, but it's going to be before the main zombies map that we're going to be getting with the game. So that is going to be interesting nonetheless. All right, so that... Hold on. Gotta hit my special buttons. That is what, that is our news and headlines. But now, well, we move on to this.
Upcoming video game releases.
That's right. Upcoming video game releases, my friends. And I have a slew of them coming out this week and next week coming. So, all right, now starting off with this. Let's see, let's break this down for you. All right, so yesterday, Destiny 2 came out on the PC, which I really am going to get back into. A friend of mine been asking me, like, man, you need to be playing that. But a buddy of mine, Onosauce, Generation Gaming's video producer, when we do our big video ones, not this right here, but the big video video podcast that we've done in the past, which we're going to do again. So please don't think we're not going to do that again. So Destiny 2, it's on PC, released about a month ago. It released on the console. You know, we held it. Extra time was spent. This is not the case. This is actually a case a lot of the time. Extra time was spent making sure the game was good make sure it had a good quality port. A lot of times games will be released all together on all three platforms: PC and consoles. I'm sorry, excuse me. PlayStation, Xbox, if it's on Nintendo Switch or whatever Nintendo console, and then PC. And it's also cheaper too. A lot of times your games are going to be cheaper on PC, so it's going to go for $40, and that you can get that on Amazon as well. So I mean, I'm not a big fan of Destiny. I don't mind it. I like it. I've been playing it. It's fun. It's much better. There's much more content. But I haven't gotten to the point where my buddy Onosauce, like I just said, he's feeling like he's getting to the point where the material and the content is running out already. Now, I feel like if you get to that point where a game, even if you love it a lot, you feel like it's getting so just blah because you're not getting enough content to that, then there's something wrong. Not a lot of games that I play have that issue, to be frankly honest. Lately, anyway. But, so, hopefully they will give you, they'll fix that because that's the same problem that Destiny 1 had. There was not a lot of content that came with the game. But they're giving us a lot of updates in the beginning that they didn't do really in the first title. And the first title wasn't on PC either. That's another thing, which they might release. And I think they're going to release on PC eventually. Assassin's Creed Origins will be released October 27th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and, of course, PC. This is the first of three big releases coming out on the 27th. That I'm going to explain here to you in a second. It's been 2 years since we've got an AC title, and that is a great thing. I'm a big proponent of taking your time, of developers taking their time making these games, because otherwise I think it's just rushed. It's just not very, anytime you need to rush a game, that's my problem. That's why I love Call of Duty, and I'm glad they have 3 developers. And I'm glad they did that because the same developer working on the same Call of Duty every year was not a good idea. It could really diminish it. That's why I think sports games are one thing. Some games, it's just not needed. Annual games really, or a lot of the times, you just kind of pump them out. It's a bad thing. So, it's been 2 years, and then, it's confusing chronologically or whatever. The storyline is based around a main character, Bayek, warrior of the Pharaoh. He must work to assassinate, and undermine the order of the ancients and establish the Brotherhood of Assassins. So let's kind of get you an origin. I'm not surprised I really am actually surprised they didn't do an Origins title earlier already for Assassin's Creed, because it felt like they had so many other titles they should have pumped one in there somehow. But I think it'll be good. I'm not going to get it when it comes out release. I've never been a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, but the ones I always enjoyed a lot were 2 and Black Flag the most. I really love Black Flag. That was probably my favorite one. But Origins it's put to be a new experience compared to AC titles for sure. So hopefully it'll change. Hopefully it'll make it a little better. This is a big one. I know a lot of fans and a lot of people will love, especially Ono Sauce. If I had I know myself, I really want to play this. I don't have a Switch. I'm going to get a Switch. I'm just not a big proponent on a $300 price tag. Super Mario Odyssey is also going to come out October 27th for the Nintendo Switch. It's the first Mario on the Nintendo Switch. After seeing the gameplay at E3 and other than that, it looks so great. It's a very detailed match. It's very RPG-like. It's not just, jump and smash and all that. You got to actually go and look for stuff, too. There's actually some pretty cool objectives in there. I really thought that was interesting. It's auto received amazing reviews. I think it's going to be one of the top contenders for Game of the Year. I really do. So pretty much the evil Bowser has stolen Princess Peach to marry her, and Mario has to travel from world to world on the Odyssey, which is a flying ship with his new friend Cappy. Now Cappy replaces his the signature red cap that he always wore, and then Mario will have more abilities with Cappy. Basically, can capture new enemies, and he can possess them to control and find new ways around levels. So that should be interesting. I'm really excited for Mario. That's going to be a great game. And finally, Wolfenstein 2. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. That's going to come out also October 27th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. I was a big fan of Wolfenstein 1. It was not an easy game at all. I think I was more intrigued with the storyline more than anything else. But it's the sequel to, of course, Machine Games' 2014 Wolfenstein: The New Order, which revamped the series dramatically and for the better. It really did. It bumped it up so much. I was really excited about that. It looks to be more of the same, but ramped up like 100-fold. A lot new weapons, new abilities. You're playing in America this time instead of in Europe. It take place, like I said, in the U.S., an alternate history where the Nazis won World War II. That's how the first one was kind of like at the end of the war and just all nice. That's going to be a good one. I'll get that one eventually, but not when it comes out. I have some big streams there ahead of some other games I want to play instead. World War II, Call of Duty World War II. I'm going to be getting into that. I'm going to explain it here after we finish the last segment, which is always the best and the brightest. But it's going to be a little shorter today.
This is the Generation Soapbox.
That's right. The Generation Soapbox segment. This is our final segment before we kick off the year here. That is about the Xbox One X. I'm not going to go into detail. It would be a huge diatribe about the Xbox One X. I like it. I really do. I like the concept of it. I like the fact that it's going to be the most powerful console ever. I think that's awesome. My issue with it is not the price, which is going to be coming out. It's going to come out November 7th, 2017, not too far from here, a few weeks away. It's going to come out, the base model is going to be $500, and that's 1 terabyte, which is pretty good. But then again, some of the file sizes are rather large if you go and look at it. So that terabyte is going to fill up kind of quick. Also, I understand they're going to release a lot of games that are going to be revamped to HDR, HD. It's going to look a lot better. I understand that. That's great. We're playing games that have already come out. That's not great. I don't like that. I don't think that's necessary. I've always been a proponent of when you're going to release a new console, you need to have launch titles with it. Even if it's like the Switch with its 10 launch titles and only one of them game we all wanted to play, and that was Zelda. Just seems it's not necessary. Like I don't understand why we're not getting launch titles with this. I know they're going to give us a reason for that, why, but it's just not necessary. So this is what we're going to get. It's going to be Halo Master Chief Collection. This is just some. There's a ton of games. I'll get to it in a second. These are the big HD ones I've been promoting. Halo Master Chief Collection, Forza 7, Assassin's Creed Origins, Gears of War 4, Middle Earth Shadow of War, Titanfall 2, and then Rise of the Tomb Raider. Those are the ones that just are coming out. Frankly, I think it's going to be good. I don't understand why there's no launch titles. It's just I want to get one. I'm not getting one day one. I don't believe in day one consoles because there's always going to be bugs in them. Even with the most powerful console in the world, I will not be surprised when there are issues with it. Go ask my buddy Ono Sauce when he can tell you that the disc sounds like it's going to explode out of the back of the console, or out the front and chop your neck off. But it's just how I just don't believe in that at all. I think it's going to be a success. I do. I think it's going to be really powerful. I think it's going to be great. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Of course, I'm going to get one because my big proponent, why I really enjoy it, why I like it a lot, I think it's going to be good, is the fact that you can play every Xbox title on this thing, and that is including excuse me, that's not correct. Every Xbox One title you can play on it. Play all the backwards compatible Xbox 360 games, and they're going to starting to release the Xbox original games. That is an awesome thing in itself too, which is also selective as well. But it's going to be great. I'm really going to enjoy that. It's going to be good. But well, that is kind of all the time we have for today. I really appreciate it. Everyone so much. But basically, you can check us out every Monday night. This is not a Monday. This is a Wednesday. I know that. Every Monday night, 6 p.m. to 6:30, news and headlines, upcoming game releases, and the Generation Soapbox every week. So what we're going to do is in a week, we're going to have a special edition of the Generation Gaming the Generation Gaming Podcast on Call of Duty Zombies, Infinite Warfare Zombies, particularly myself, Odo Sauce, and our zombie connoisseur himself, Kickapoo, is going to join me for Shiza. Well, anyway, going to join me for about a roundtable discussion on each of the maps from Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombie. We're going to go break them down chronologically, what we thought about each of the maps. We're going to try to compare them a little bit to Treyarch's version of Zombies, what we like about both, what we would like to see improvements on both, what our problems with Infinite Warfare are, and I know there are plenty, especially for me and Kickapoo and Ona Sauce, and what we liked about it, what we're going to think, and how they're going to move it into the future. Because it's good enough for us to be doing a podcast about it. It has to be good enough. And I'm still playing it. I enjoy it a lot. I'm trying to get these keys. I like that a lot. We'll go into that more later. But anyway, and tonight at around 6:30, you can join me here on the Generation Gaming Twitch channel. For our live stream, going to be about a 2-hour stream. Myself and Kickapoo, we're going to get into probably either original Zombies. I'm back. I played it yesterday. It was so weird playing World at War. Might do that if he's not on. Might do that. I'm not sure what we're going to get into. Might do some GTA 5 online, Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. I don't know yet. I'm not sure what I want to play. I'm so on the fence about it. It just feels weird. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on the Generation Gaming Twitch channel. Please and check this out. This is going to be on demand on YouTube as well. Give me a like and a subscribe on there. I appreciate that so much, all your support. We'll be here every Monday, 6 to 6:30, live on the Generation Gaming Twitch channel. You can follow us on there if you're not a follower already. I appreciate all the support and love that we get. We're also trying to grow Generation Gaming as a brand and give you the entertainment and news that you always want. I am Jay Lewis. This is Generation Gaming, the video game news outlet made for the gamers, by the gamers. Join the revolution to put the gamers' voice first.